say you've lost your edge.
Hello and welcome to Fast Facts, a show that gives you the facts fast and in an entertaining way. This week's topic is, what is calculus? We've all heard the word and we all know that
Calculus was tough!
But what is it exactly? Often said that calculus was created independently by both Sir Isaac Newton, born 1642, died 1727, and known for Newton's laws of motion, and Gottfried Wilhelm von Leibniz, born 1646, died 1716, known for, well, calculus. The debate over who actually created calculus has been going on since at least 1699. Newton claims to have started creating calculus during the plague years of 1665 to 1666, at the age of 23, which he then called the methods of fluxations in fluids. Though he did not publish it except as a minor annotation in the back of one of his works several decades later. He explained geometrical calculus in section 1 of book 1 of the Principia of 1687. He did not explain his eventual fluxational notion for the calculus until 1693, in part, and then 1704 in full. Leibniz, on the other hand, began working on the concept in 1674, and then published a paper using the method in 1684. Guillaume de Hospital published texts on Leibniz's calculus in 1696, but recognized that nearly all of the 87 Principia was about calculus. The symbols created by Leibniz are still used today. Finding out where calculus was created was a bit difficult, though from what I found, Newton was in Cambridge, England, and Leibniz was in Nuremberg, Germany, when they began working on the concepts. Other than the fact that they could, so they did, calculus was created out of the need to understand constantly changing quantities. For example, Newton was trying to solve planetary rotation, the shape of a surface of a rotating fluid, and to understand the effect of gravity, as no mathematical system in their time could answer the exact speed of a falling object at a specific time. Among other problems were attempted to be solved. And that's history. Got it memorized. Why does everyone think that Newton invented calculus? Obviously I invented calculus because I published this theory first. There's even so much as going to say that there's rumors about how I saw some of Newton's work before I moved. That's completely and totally absurd. Besides, you all still use my symbols, don't you? So obviously I am the father of calculus. End of story. Leibniz out. Now, the question is, what do we do with calculus anyways? Differential calculus has to do with continuous change and is often used to find something such as the steepness of a curve, known as the curve's derivative. Anything that can be graphed when the intended solution is a point on the graph can be done with differential calculus. Some everyday applications would be a roller coaster, for example, and finding out just how steep that first hill is you happen to be shoved down, and discovering how fast you happen to be going. That is, if you aren't too busy screaming on the way. Or if you're making an enclosed area but only have a certain amount of fence, you could use calculus to discover what lengths of the fence could be used to find the greatest area on the inside. Integral calculus, on the other hand, is simply the opposite of differential calculus. It deals with areas and volumes of complex figures. Everyday examples would be when you need to know how much water it would take to fill a pool that isn't a perfect simple shape. Or someday if you need to figure out just how many seats you can fit into a stadium or a theater or a room. So what type of careers use calculus? More than you would think. Credit card companies, biologists, electrical engineers, architects, spaceflight engineers, statisticians, physicists, operations research analysis, graphic artists, and even military, just to name a few of them. Calculus is a highly useful skill that is often sought after in the job market and will make you more likely to be hired. What if you want to take calculus? Well, have a good background with algebra. Remember what you learned in those classes, or you might just get overwhelmed attempting to remember both of them. Realize that simple memorization isn't enough. You have to actually understand the topic and the concepts to actually be capable of doing the work. On the topic of work, be prepared to do so. Calculus is highly involved with a lot of dedication and studying needed. Be prepared to take notes and avoid skipping classes at all costs. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Hope to see you next week on Fast Facts.
I say you've lost your edge. I say it's all in your head. So listen up, I got a message for you. And now we dance. You guys jumping off a dry bed, but you taught me everything that I know. So why not let me teach a thing or two?